ATK in this thing. TKG, what is good with y'all, man? Listen, y'all see the title, y'all know we're getting into, man. A Utopia album review. Travis sat on this one for 5 years, man, and we finally have gotten it. You know what I'm saying? It is blowing up right now. It is doing wondrous numbers. Before I get into the review and talking about the new album review system and everything like that, I do want to state that this is my opinion. I do not want to see anyone in the comment section going crazy, although it is your right to comment. Please do know that my opinion can be different than yours. Some people say this album's a 10 out of 10 and album of the year. Some people think it's trash. Do I share your opinion? Well, you will find out soon. But do remember, we're different. We are not the same. We are not the same. So with that out the way, if you see my prior album reviews, you know, I didn't go too in depth with it, and yet the video would be like 30 minutes, and you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I really wouldn't be even talking about nothing. But this time, I think I've done good. So if you see my hit or miss series, you've seen that I would rate, you know, songs 0 out of 10. Well, I'm taking that system over here, I'm combining it with my album review system, and I will be rating the songs 0 out of 10. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, there's different tiers and everything. If it's a 0 out of 10, it's uncultured. If it's a 1 to 3, it's bad. If it's 4 to 5, it's average. If it's a 6 to 8, it's good. If it's a 9, it's great. And if it's a 10, it's cultured. And you want to be cultured. No one likes an uncultured person or an uncultured song. So obviously I'll be doing all that. I'll be telling you about the best song, the worst song, the best 3-track run. I also will be rating the lyricism, the production, the features used, and the variety. I don't know if I repeated one of those words. I always feel like I repeated a word, but if I did, I'm sorry. I'll see when I edit, obviously, but I'll be rating that too. It won't just be the songs that contribute to the final score. It'll be those 4 things that I just stated. So, you know, those 4 things can give a little extra boost if they're good ratings. If they're bad, then obviously it can hurt the album, because these things matter. You know, if an album has good lyricism but bad production, obviously it's not going to get a higher, you know, a high rating, a high enough rating that you think it would get just because of the lyricism, you know? So that matters. So this will be the system that I will use going forward with my album reviews, and I will try to review more albums. And when I get back to doing live streams and stuff like that, you know, because I do got my TV sitting next to me, until I know how to, you know, do the little pop-up thing and, react to it while y'all can see and hear the song like clearly, you know, and we gonna rock with the TV. And I 9 times out of 10 will be taking my talents to kick. Probably I ain't fucking with Twitch and everything they've got going on. So, you know, that's that. So once again, with a grain of salt, if you have not watched me, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Take everything anyone says with a grain of salt that you don't know. But beyond any case, man, let's get started.
Driving reckless through a storm, it's you a breakfast in the morning. My nights is a normal advice. Ride with the real, it's the last of us. We gon' make them bold bitches turn ratchet. First time
I sin, I've been, can't forget about that place we went. Right after you put that in my hand.
I upgrade my only fan. They do it, don't need it. God, country, this is war. She started confessing. I know it's at stake. I'm screaming free Jeffrey. Collect calls right off of this apartment. I give all of my sermons. Yeah, we still do things to you right now. Oh my God, that be bad. I guess. Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah. This shit gassed up. Can you catch it? The Virgin jet ski 10150. Check the leverage. I know we travel, so I need me a time ball. I've been flying through the bush. Way we gon' rock. Way we gon' take a swole. We gon' swole. be me. I move at night when they really can't see me. I really big girl think she in Honolulu. Don't you know you in the Afalu? Might as well turn up now. He gon' pop up unannounced to the trumpets. Do you like the way? Balance of patience, watch how you take it. Can't keep no bitches, it's too dangerous. Didn't like the way this shit went down afterwards. I admit it, turned to a beast. It's that shit right here. Do I look fried? All of that green and yellow that drip from your eyes is tell you demise. I'm with Kansas. You know it's Spalding in my talk. I'm in my Esperanza. You know it's lemon water while we.
Nigga, you played that boy.
So as you see, I'm in different clothes. I thought it would be better to let a few days go by, you know, to truly digest every song to see if my ratings would stick. All reviews shouldn't just be first impression type of things. I feel like when you look back on those reviews and your opinions change, obviously you're gonna disagree with that review. So I let a few days go by to see if some of the songs on the album would be worse, would be better, and none of them got worse to me. But I think about 3 songs got better. I think Lost Forever, My Eyes, and Parasail, all 3 of those songs legitimately got a little bit better to me. I think Parasail was a 7 before, it went up to an 8. My Eyes was a 9, it went up to a 10. Lost Forever, if I'm not mistaken, it went up 1 as well. And all those songs just sound good, and that's a testament to how good Travis Scott is. And before I even talk about the rest of this album, we legitimately need to have a conversation about where Travis Scott ends up in the hierarchy of these rankings in rap. Everyone wants to talk about top 100s and top 50s and top 10s. Travis Scott is in the top 100. And I don't know if that was obvious to some. If it wasn't, it needs to be obvious to you now. We have not seen consistency like this in a very long time, and a lot of artists. We waited years for this album, and we legitimately got what we waited for, in my personal opinion. So, if you want to turn off the video now, I'm about to give the rating. Anyone that wants to stay to hear what I have to say about the album, very much appreciate it. But with everything tabulated, with everything waiting and seeing how these songs would stand the test of some time, I'm not gonna act like I sit there and waited weeks. I wanted to see what would stay in my feed, in my playlist. I wanted to see what I actually really liked. I wanted to see which features got worse, what features got better, what stood out, what didn't stand out. And that's why I confidently give this album an 8.6 out of 10, which means that this is a great album, or a good album technically on my rankings. But 8.6 out of 10, man. I enjoyed this album a lot. I really did. Obviously there were some things that I would change. I didn't really vibe with Beyonce. Cardi I don't know what else to say about Cardi. It wouldn't be Cardi if he didn't try to stand out in some way, some shape or form. I don't know why his voice was so deep. He did his usual not saying anything, but he was lit and all that stuff. I didn't really care for his part. I didn't really care for Fiend in general. I'm not really too big of songs that repeat the hook over and over, just one word. I don't really care for it. 21 Savage, like I said, did a very nice job. It legitimately felt like it was Travis featuring 21 Savage. Both of those beats, they just sounded like songs that he should be on. And I felt like that when they were making, you know what I'm saying, whoever was making that beat, they went, you know, oh, okay, well, we know who we have to get for this song. And there you go. It stuck out real well. Sadly, Rob 49, I'm being introduced to him this year, you know, through Double XL. He didn't truly stand out to me in Double XL. And he didn't truly stand out on this album. I mean, he did stand out, but in the worst way. And he was the worst feature in my personal opinion. Again, he only had like fucking 24 seconds or something like that, and he spent it not rhyming, you know, talking about, oh, I threw my shoulder out, oh yeah, I'm trying to suck her toes, I'm trying to make her come, and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying, it's just, you know, I don't know, man. They were on that freaky shit a lot in this song, but at least 21 Savage made it cool. He was rhyming, he was talking shit. Travis, he was, you know, talking, you know what I'm saying. Rob, it just wasn't, it didn't make any sense for him to be here. You could have had some other deep voice guy do this. It would have sounded no different if you would have got, you know, Finesse 2 Times or anybody with that accent, you know, or Moneybag Yo or something like that. So I didn't really care for Rob 49. Kid Cudi also bored the shit out of me, sadly to say. Tizo Touchdown did a really nice job as well. He stood out. I liked their aesthetic. I like Travis. I like their aesthetic. It seems like Tizo, if I'm not, I don't know if he is, but it seems like Tizo would be perfect, you know, with whatever label Travis has got going on. It sounds right at home with him and Don Toliver. I'm surprised we didn't hear Don Toliver on this album. Apparently Casey, you know, did something on this album and he didn't get credited, or he wasn't listed as a feature or something like that. I won't spend too much time talking about all the features, but not too many boring songs on the album. I didn't care for Del Resto. I didn't really care for K-pop, honestly. You know, just the average songs I didn't really care for. They didn't really, you know, like I didn't see myself wanting to listen to those songs after I was done really digesting the album. So those songs did not make my playlist at all. You know, My Eyes, Hyena, it was an amazing way to kick off the album. Amazing way. Perfect comeback song. Perfect way to, you know, get you hyped for the rest of the album. Was amazing. It was amazing. You know, SZA really did her thing. Future really did his thing. You know what I'm saying? They really stuck out on the song that they had. You know, I'm trying to remember all the features. If I'm missing any, I apologize. Drake. I almost put their song as the most overrated song because it got an 8, but the way people talk about it, they think it's a 10. And honestly, this is just gonna set a standard to where every time Travis and Drake make a song, it's got to be the greatest thing ever, which it really wasn't. I didn't really care for Drake's whispering on the song. It sounded pretty annoying. There was a bunch of beat switches, which, you know, I feel like that song was designed to be the song off the album. I feel like every time Travis and Drake get together on a track, you know, whether you know it's Drake's album or it's Travis's album, I feel like they make it to where that is supposed to be the song. But people are really gravitating more towards Fiend and Meltdown. K-pop was the highest charting song for a second, and then all of a sudden, you know, it wasn't. I think it still is at the time of recording this, but Meltdown and Fiend are the two songs that are going to truly pop from this album. You could thank the Cardi fans for making Fiend pop, and you could thank everybody for Travis and Drake, you know, that song being what it is. Obviously, K-pop is going to trend pretty fast. I believe it came out first. I believe everyone got, you know, a good look at that first, or that was the single from this album. And of course, I mean, Bad Bunny's on the album. It's hard for this album not to be big. You got Drake, who possibly is still the biggest artist in the world. Cardi, rock his fan base. Young Thug is on the album. He did pretty good too. You know, people, you know, again, Beyonce. It's really hard for no one to listen to this album, or at least a song from this album, or someone to care about this album. You've got some of the biggest artists in the world, or some of the artists with the most buzz around them on this album. It's hard to miss it. You cannot. You know, like, and that's probably why Casey was so mad he didn't get credited, because it was like, damn, everyone's checking this album out. Yeah, you know, people could have their eyes on me. Not too, shortly after that, Casey had some, he came out with something, a song. So, you know what I'm saying? Album is pretty good. I feel like it's gonna stand the test of time. Again, I want to know, like, what y'all feel, how y'all feel about Travis, and and where he's gonna end up at the end of the day, man. I feel like Travis Scott really might wind up being one of the greatest. Like, he's already one of the greatest of all time, but at the same time, man, I dare say, with this consistency, he could be fucking top 10 when he keeps this up. And a lot of people don't want to believe that because he's a real, you know what I'm saying? But really, man, we looking at greatness. So beyond any case, man, I fucked with the album. I want to hear what y'all feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Beyond any case, vibe. Have a good time. I'll see y'all later, man. Be peace, love peace, and stay safe. Peace out.